Welcome to Etihad Focus, your number one spot for the latest match updates, transfer news, and inside training coverage. If you love football, you're in the right place. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any breaking updates. Let's get started. Premier League star had secret trial with Chelsea before £30 million transfer to rivals Manchester City playmaker Cherky. Once had a secret trial at Chelsea as a youngster before, eventually signing for a Premier League club in a £30 million transfer this summer. Manchester City playmaker Cherky once underwent a secret trial with Chelsea and subsequently turned down his proposed switch to Stamford Bridge because he found it too easy. Charlton striker Miles Leeburn has revealed details of the time when Cherky was training with Chelsea as a youngster. The Frenchman Cherky, who was playing for Lyon at the time, turned up in West London without his club even knowing about it, according to The Sun. Leeburn stated, "He came over from France and was rainbow flicking guys in training. I was thinking, oh my God, this is incredible. He honestly rejected playing for Chelsea because he probably found it too easy. He was miles better than anyone else. Absolute quality. That was one of the standout moments of those 8 years or so I spent at Chelsea." Ultimately, Cherky remained at Lyon, racking up 146 appearances for the League One outfit before sealing a £32 million transfer to City last summer. This season, he's featured 22 times for Pep Guardiola's squad across all competitions and has also earned 4 caps for France, starting in their 4-0 triumph over Ukraine and appearing as a substitute in the 3-1 win in Azerbaijan, both World Cup qualifiers. Leeburn, meanwhile, was let go by Chelsea at 16 and has been at Charlton ever since. He secured promotion from League One last season and has become a regular fixture in the Championship. The 22-year-old son of Charlton legend Carl recalled his journey to professional football. "I joined Chelsea when I was 7 after they scouted me at a development centre in Kidbrooke," Leeburn said. "I was playing for Cray Wanderers at the time. I started going to their training ground at Cobham from that age, but it's not until you're 9 that you sign a contract, committing to only one club. So at that time, Chelsea, in a bid to woo you into signing for them, introduced us to some of first-team players. I remember meeting John Terry, Fernando Torres, Didier Drogba and Frank Lampard. It was such a cool thing for a young kid to meet top players like that. They were superstars, and over the years, you'd also see them when you walked past the first team building en route to the academy. I remember seeing Oscar, Diego Costa, Eden Hazard, those sort of players. I was starstruck there, but it's at those moments you understand the magnitude of what potentially can come in your own career. It was a great time and I learned a lot that has made me who I am today." 3 ways Manchester City could line up after Antoine Semenyo transfer Manchester City are expected to complete a move for Bournemouth's Antoine Semenyo this week. On Thursday morning, Antoine Semenyo touched down at Manchester Airport still on cloud 9 from the night before. In his last match for Bournemouth, the Ghana international scored a last-gasp winner as the Cherries defeated Tottenham Hotspur, and Semenyo further cemented his legacy as a fan favourite on the South Coast. Semenyo leaves Bournemouth having made a name for himself with them and securing them a pleasant £62.5 million in the process. For both them and Manchester City, this deal made a lot of sense, and the 26-year-old will undoubtedly be eager to get started at his new club. Semenyo is a signing for the long term, and when you look at how City can line up with him in the team, the deal makes a lot of sense. 3 ways the Blues can start with the 26-year-old in their side. What becomes obvious when looking at what Semenyo can offer is that he has the versatility to play across the forward line and is able to feature in a number of different formations. You could play him off the left in a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 or 4-1-4-1, and the forward should be able to flourish. He played down the left on Wednesday night and bagged a goal for the Cherries. In this system, Doku could be rested and City would not lose any strength in their attack. Alternatively, Semenyo could be used on the right side, a position Bernardo Silva occasionally moves into in a 4-1-4-1 system. Bernardo's contract expires at the end of this season, and the signs are pointing towards him leaving the Blues in the summer. Semenyo would have no issue moving over to the right, and this gives Pep Guardiola a replacement option should Bernardo leave. Arguably the biggest positive to take out of Semenyo's impending arrival is his ability to play as a centre forward. Omar Marmoush has not hit the heights expected of him, and City need more options as backup. Should Erling Haaland need a rest, Semenyo could be played as the number 9 in this team. He has the physicality and instincts needed to make him a decent replacement for the Norwegian when necessary. Antoine Semenyo arrives in Manchester ahead of Manchester City transfer. Antoine Semenyo played what looks to have been his last match for Bournemouth on Wednesday night. Antoine Semenyo has been pictured arriving in Manchester ahead of his transfer to Manchester City from Bournemouth. The forward flew to the northwest, fresh off the back of scoring a winner for the Cherries against Tottenham Hotspur. The 26-year-old is travelling to City to undergo a medical. Semenyo has enjoyed a great season so far, scoring 10 league goals in 20 appearances for Bournemouth. At the start of the January transfer window, a £60 million release clause became live, and a rush ensued to sign the forward. Manchester United, Liverpool and Chelsea all inquired about Semenyo, but it is City who have won the race to sign him. Despite the release clause being £60 million, it is understood Bournemouth will receive £62.5 million from the Blues as they bolster their attack. This fee will be paid in full to the Cherries over 24-month instalments. City have also agreed to pay £1.5 million in performance-related bonuses. The Blues will also pay the Cherries 10% of any profit made should they sell the forward. Bournemouth are believed to be pleased with the business they have done on Semenyo. After the Ghana international scored the winner last night against Spurs, Bournemouth manager Andoni Iraola spoke glowingly of the forward. "I am very happy for him. He deserves it," the head coach explained. "It was a fairy tale moment and one he will never forget. He's an incredible player. Not a lot of players would have done what he did." Transfer news: Manchester United next manager twist, Liverpool's Guehi dilemma, Semenyo medical. Manchester United will hold further talks with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Michael Carrick over becoming their interim manager, while Liverpool target Marc Guehi could soon be following Antoine Semenyo to Manchester City. Who will be Manchester United's next manager? That's the question which the Red Devils are seemingly no closer to answering 3 days after sacking Ruben Amorim. United are kicking the can down the road as far as a permanent appointment goes, so the man to succeed Darren Fletcher in the dugout will be another interim. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the favourite, although his ex-No 2 and former teammate Michael Carrick has also held talks with the Old Trafford hierarchy. On the other side of town, Manchester City are weighing up a bid for Marc Guehi, who was poised to join Liverpool in the last transfer window until the £35 million deal collapsed at the 11th hour. Firstly, though, City are expected to complete Antoine Semenyo's arrival from Bournemouth by paying his £65 million release clause. Bayern Munich wonderkid Lennart Karl has apologised to club officials for naming Real Madrid as his dream club at a recent fan event. Karl, 17, revealed that he definitely wants to play for Madrid in the future, angering Bayern supporters. Following the backlash, their sporting director, Christoph Freund, explained, "I think that's just Lenny. Anyone who knows Lenny knows that. That's how he plays football too. He wears his heart on his sleeve. He doesn't give a damn, as we say around here, even on the pitch. He talks like a 17-year-old boy. He was immediately aware that it was unfortunate. He apologised the next day, and we talked about it." Barcelona manager Hansi Flick says that a decision on Robert Lewandowski's future will only be made at the end of the season. Lewandowski, 37, has entered the final 6 months of his contract with Barca and can negotiate with foreign clubs, having been linked with MLS side Chicago Fire and clubs in Saudi Arabia, as well as AC Milan. The Poland captain was an unused substitute in last night's 5-0 thrashing of Athletic Bilbao in the Spanish Super Cup, having come off the bench to score in Saturday's 2-0 win at Espanyol. "I don't know where Robert Lewandowski will be next season," Flick said post-match. "I'm really happy with him, but I am honest too. I spoke with him. We'll see what happens, and we'll decide at the end of the season." Andoni Iraola has confirmed that Antoine Semenyo is on the verge of leaving Bournemouth after his fairy tale ending against Tottenham